I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands.
After accumulating world records writing books and developing strategic partnership with Apple Books, Apple Music, Amazon, Kindle and Amazon Music, Barnes & Noble, and Spotify, Dr. Bak is proud to share his tools and connections with all of you.
Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
For those looking to write a book and to be distributed by the giants of the books and music industries, Dr. Bak is bringing to you the Alpha Protocols. The Alpha Protocols are a series of protocols allowing entrepreneurs, visionaries and leaders to narrate their thoughts into books, audiobooks combo, UAX and more. If Dr. Bak wrote more than 1.2 million words by himself, you won't have to, thanks to the Apollo Protocol. You don't even have to be a writer. With the Apollo Protocol, we are bringing you from an interview and 24 hours of your working time to a book distributed by Amazon and Apple Books within 30 days.
When it rains, it pours. Water's up to my chin.
From there you will have access to elevate your book to the other protocols available. The Echo Protocol will empower each author distributed by Dr. Bak Publishing Company to have an audio version produced and to be available on combo paperback, audiobook format, distributed exclusively by Amazon and Barnes & Noble. The UAX protocol is the ultimate upgrade of your book, elevating your book to blockbuster status, streaming with the artists on Apple Music, Spotify and Amazon Music. This is your bridge to the pop culture and to make your content contemporary. The Alpha Protocols are available through the services offered by Emotive World Inc. Welcome to the Alphas.
I'm at my 92nd book. I want to reach 100 in 4 years. I have until the end of August to deliver. That's 8 books. That might sound like a lot, but last year I did even worse. I'm confident unless I drop the ball here. So 100 books within 4 years. More and more the challenge is which project we're going to have the time and resource to dedicate to. My team is working also very actively to get me a spot on Netflix and Amazon Prime to have our own show. The podcast, it's also exploding and we'll have to record more and more. So doing this, like this today, it's kind of my usual now. I used to struggle with this because I have to look my best. Today, just show up. Hopefully you like what you see. Thank you for watching. I'm Dr. Bak. I've been told not to say welcome to the Alphas because this is a different show. My producer, Steve Daniel, is very strict on those rules. I'm Dr. Bak. Thank you for watching. Hi, I'm Dr. Bak. Welcome to the AlphaShow. Today we have a special episode. It's you know that I'm writing books. I just finished my 97 book, but since there are two books that are not ready yet, COVID Economics and Crypto Economy, I will have to make up for those two. So mostly I have 5 books left to write. I have 22 days, so that's an average of 4.4 book per day. Actually, sorry. It's an average of 4.4 days to write a book. Last year I did that in 8 days on average. This year is the bar is higher. To be honest, I don't know if I can make it. It's I know I can produce more, but to keep the pace was pretty hard. Within the last 10 days after my vacation, I wrote and published 4 books. So that's an average of 2.5 days per book. That was that was really cool. Those were the shortcut series, and then the 5-volume took me 6 days. I kind of feel that I'm losing momentum here, and I need a way to just finish this on a high note. So today I am, for the first time in my history, leveraging on the Apollo protocol. So meaning this interview here will serve as the base of my next book. I'm hoping to write a book within a day to a day and a half. And with this, I have asked for help. Usually Brenda or Jonas will be stepping in, but Brenda is now in France. Jonas will be having an interview in 2 days by next Wednesday, but by then this book has to be done. So I call for my secret weapon, my ally who brought me to break the sound barrier. And you know him, you all know him, his name is William Bak. He'll be joining as a host to ask me questions and to squeeze out of me that subject. That being said, the subject of this book is time management on steroids. I don't like management. For all of those who know me, I hate to manage. What I like to do is to leverage. What I like to do is to win. So this was the steroid part. Today, William have 11 questions that he'll be asking me. He'll be pushing me to squeeze my juice out of this, and I'll be trying, instead of writing, to talk, to share with you. Usually I'll be sharing with you after I read the book. This time is going to be a little different. I'll be talking to you to write my book. So without further ado, we are starting a special program of the AlphaShow.
So you heard him, I am William, and I'll be asking him 9 questions. And yeah, I heard I'm his secret weapon, am I, huh? So let's get to the first question. How do you organize yours? Sorry. I meant to say, how you organize your day?
Whoa, okay, that's an easy one. How do I organize my day? It's until lately, I woke up around 4 in the morning without alarm. This is how I start writing. And from maybe 4:30, the time that I wake up, take my shower, brush my teeth, I have about an hour and a half to 2 hours between 4:30 or 5 to 7. That this is my time. Writing in the morning, it's the best time of the day because you're fresh. Your ideas are you're kind of in trance in between being awake and being asleep. So your logic is not there completely, but you're functioning. And what I've noticed is right into that space, that 2 hours, it's the equivalent of maybe 6 in the day, because I am not disturbed, I am not interrupted, and I have the time to take my time. Because mainly what you want to do, you make a coffee, you drink the coffee, and you start writing. And I've come to enjoy that time. That's my me time in the morning. That's my me time meditating on what I've done, where I'm going, to make sense of everything. So the morning to me, it's the special time. And lately with COVID, it's been harder because like everybody, I'm going tired. I watch TV. Sometimes I watch a TV show and that end up to finish later. So as I am eating up into that habit of, right now consuming, what's going on, I'm also more tired and I cannot wake up at 4 in the morning anymore. Sometimes I wake up now at 7, even 8 if I don't have clinical days. So I've noticed that was killing my vibe somehow. It took a lot of my vital energy out. I must say, I enjoy the show, but if you want to produce, it's hard to consume and produce. It's like it's not the same kind of mindset, it's the same kind of hormonal sets, because the hormone here is very important, because whatever you feel, whatever you feel will make your body react to that. And your hormones, this is not just feeling, it's really how you are alive and how you're functioning. And to go from action to kind of passivity, it changed your hormonal sets. And I think that what happened to me within COVID time. I'm not saying that's an excuse, but it was harder. It was definitely harder. I took a break, going to vacation for a week. I didn't write a single word, and I came back, and that make me realize that I need that reset deeply. Then I wrote 4 books within 10 days. That's 2.5 days per book. That's a personal best even to me. But what's hard is to keep going. So the question is, how do I manage my time? The morning is the best time. Then after that, just like everybody, I have to face my usual. I'm a father, I'm a dentist, I am a CEO, I'm a husband, I'm a son. So to tell you the truth, between maybe 8 to 8, it's not my time. It's the flow of life running. And I'm very happy to do it. But again, in COVID time, for the time that I was stuck home waiting from a distance, what I also noticed, it's the middle of the day, when you're around noon or just after having lunch. Impossible for me to write a single word. It's like it's just a big blackout. So I resumed to something else. My best friend and partner is Tranivo, and she told me that, why do you still knock your head on the wall waiting to fall asleep? In other words, don't try to make the most of everything. You don't have nothing to prove. You know you're capable of doing great things, but you need to set yourself up to do those and to enjoy the process. So I started to take her advice and stop feeling guilty. And this is the big thing. When we are producing, we kind of feel guilty if we stop. But that's not the idea. The idea is to keep scoring, not just producing. And you want to score high, you want to do things that others haven't done before. You have to set yourself up for success, not for failure. So I took her advice, and since COVID happened, I started to take nap. Those kind of things that when you were younger, you hate and your parents forced you to do, and now that you will be giving $1 million just to have that every day, now to have our nap. So when I was home, I work from 4 in the morning. If I can wake up, I write, then I do my usual, my meetings, meeting my patients. Then around lunchtime, I eat, just like anybody. Just trying to eat too much, but I eat. Then, if I need, and I feel that nothing is coming out of me, either I go for a walk, either I go for a swim, or most of the time I go for a nap. And this is the best thing I've done. Maybe not about my weight problem, but going for a nap helped me to just kind of double my day. Let me explain that. I told you that when I wake up in the morning, I'm feeling available and fresh. I can write. And this is how I've written most of my books. Now, if I have a nap, it's about maybe half an hour to an hour. As I woke up, I have the same feeling again. I don't feel lost. I don't feel just exhausted. I feel like it's a new day. And it was a way for me to kind of double my productivity, because now I have 2 mornings. Of course, waking up from 4 in the morning, those 2 hours early in the morning, those are yours to keep. If you take a nap, you wake up, you still have to share that time with everything else that you have in your life, and also what you haven't done the time you did that nap. But that helps a lot. So that's my second part of the day. Usually, I'm an artist, and after dinner, as the sun is going slowly away, fading away, there's a kind of a new energy coming in. The night is setting in. And that's also another time for me to be very creative. So I'm not sure that I have answered your question of how I manage my day. But I just answer you how I manage my day to leverage my creativity. It's from waking up early in the morning, trying to wake up a second time in the day, having a nap, and before going to sleep by night. Those are usually the 3 main periods in my days where I can be very productive. And knowing this, I'm trying to leverage. William, I hope that answered your question.
That answered away a lot of the questions. And yeah, now, because I gonna have to be a next generation Dr. Bak 2.0. And the problem is, I don't wake up, not even close at 7 or even 8. So if you're asking me, hey, if you're next Dr. Bak 2.0, or you don't wake up at 2 a.m., forget that. I mean 2 p.m., forget that. You're not looking at the guy. You look at the dude who wakes up like at 10, 9. Pretty much that's who I am. But that means that if you take a nap, like the after the day, you take a nap, and it's like when you take a nap, it's like a new day for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And let's just play around with this a little bit, William. You are living next to me, literally, and you asked me a question of how my days is going through. Just for a public here, can you tell me how exact I just described my days from your point of view?
My point of view?
Yeah.
It is that you pretty much explain that you, in the morning, it is the best time. When you wake up, you're full awake, you have all your energy, and you work. Right away, you do at least 2,000 words? I have no idea. But at least you work non-stop, and like the video said at first, 1.2 million words. That's a lot of words. Like a lot. 1.2 million words. That means it's 10 times 100K. That's a lot. I each day I have to write 300 words, but not each day, but 2 times a day. I'm not even close to 1,000.
But on this, William, you know that you're writing 300 words per article, and you're 10, buddy.
11.
11, sorry. So you keep doing, you'll be doing better than I do. But the whole idea, it's keep going. You know, in the Olympics, there's a great saying that you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. I think that you were great, and now because you keep pushing, you become greater and greater. And this is what I'm trying to do. And today, I'm so grateful that you joined me and helped me to kind of just break my own habit, because I was losing my momentum. I didn't want to just force myself in a wall. And you know, when you write books, you have to be available. You have to enjoy the process because you're sharing. And if you piss sharing, you will not be sharing something of worth. So I really appreciate the time you're taking now to kind of push me forward. That being said, what's your next question?
Well, my next question is, what tools do you use for productivity? Now, like I said, my time doesn't matter. Usually when I use my time is to play games and have fun. That's it. So I don't really care if you're taking my time. It is alright for me. But like, answer the question.
What tools do I use for productivity? It depends. If we're talking about writing books, the tools I'm using, it's what's available to everybody. I have my laptop, I have my phone. Actually, my first few books I wrote from my phone, and this was the easiest way for me because, you know, when you have to produce, your main enemy is procrastination. When you're just postponing things and postponing things. So, writing my first book, and actually it wasn't even a book, I was writing TED Talks just to get prepared to embrace the scene and the crowds. And I didn't have much time. I wasn't to that habit of waking up at 4 in the morning, so I kind of have to do this on top of my usual, taking care of patients, taking care of my business, being just being a man like everybody. So I try to utilize every single moment of my day. But also, if you recall, at that time I was supposed to speak after Michelle Obama. So that put the fear of God in me. And I was too proud to say, no, I'm not doing this. I will not look good doing that. So to just summarize, if the first time you appear on stage, you talk after Michelle Obama, she put the bar here. You better be good because people are just going to just stand up and leave. And that will crush your spirit. And as you know, I am not an English native person. I'm a French speaker. So every time I talk in English, I think in French and I translate in my mind. I got better with time. But at first that put the fear of God in me. So every single moment I had needed to serve for something. So I had my phone, and I think today this is men's best man and woman's best man. Every time I had a minute, I was texting myself with ideas, with how I can structure my TED Talk. And a TED Talk is a speech. It's a speech ranging from 5 to 15 minutes. So it's a text of about 15,000 words, 2,000 maximum. Today, that's easy to me. But when I first started, 1,000 words, that was a lot. I don't remember if you recall, but back at school, this is what people ask you to do for graduation, and they give you 2 or 3 hours to do it. But again, Michelle Ma put the fear of God in me, and I was so afraid to fail that I focused on trying to succeed. So procrastination was gone completely. Then I used what I had close to me to write. So my first tool was my phone, my iPhone. I have to say that helped a lot. On iPhones, there's also something cool that you start writing, and if you write enough, the phone will suggest you the words coming up. So I love that tool because it was, wow, I didn't have to write the whole word. So literally, I think I wrote my first 7 books with two fingers. Texting. But then it was just writing. You write to hope to get published eventually. And that was something that I have no clue how it can be done. So slowly, by the way, by the time I submit for the publishing companies and the publisher, the 3 greatest names in Quebec, I waited 3 months to have my first rejection. You know, rejection is always hard, but I was pissed. I was pissed not because I got rejected. I got pissed because it took 3 months to say so. Can you just say so at the beginning? And I got introduced to meet with presidents and vice presidents of those companies. So I know rejection is always hard, don't get me wrong. But do you know what I can do within 3 months? Around that time, that was at least 3 books I could write. So I picked myself up. I swallowed my pride and said, okay, let's do something. If I have made it until now, that means that I have never waited for anybody to approve me before I move forward. So why do I am waiting now, asking for permission and for approval. So I got my rejection. I said, okay, if they don't want to publish me, I'm going to publish myself. And by that time, I was opening MBX & Co. You know, the new concept in industry. I have a whole floor, prime real estate, downtown Montreal. And I say, at least I'm going to publish my own stuff, but not on paper. Each operation rooms have a quote of mine in print on the door. I was publishing myself, and that was the good part. But you know, it's always kind of odd when you're pushing your own name out. So I didn't want to do that. I asked my lieutenants to do that. I have a great team. There were 2 of them. They went through all my books. They picked their favorite quotes, and they got that on each of the rooms. Each rooms have a name, and the name is the quote. You know, after that rejection, when you feel bad, you feel down, you feel that you're this big, people went in clinic and they took picture of those quotes. They shared that online, and we had people writing to us asking that, can they come just to take picture of those quotes because they love it. And that was a huge boost, not just in ego, but you know, in satisfaction. You know that you've done something that may be right, that people love, people appreciate. So from there, I kept writing book, but I also knew that I have to find a way to go to publish my own book. So the first time that we've been through this, I hired a publishing company. They were taking care of the edition, they were taking care of the printing, and my first book out was Changing the World from a Dental Chair. That was my 7th book written, but my first book ever published. And that was not just out of, oh yeah, let's do this. It was because I was running for the title of Entrepreneur of the Year from Ernst & Young, and I had to defend that title. So, you know, what better way to defend that title than to give them a book? So I wrote Changing the World from a Dental Chair within 7 days, maybe 6. And then I need to get published. But I'll be meeting the judge when I had 2 weeks delay between when I finished the book and when I have to present myself in front of the judge to defend my nomination. So that was done in record time based on the standard of the industry to have it foolproof, corrected, edited, and also ready for the event. I think I received my books a day or less than 24 hours before the event, but I had them. I was pretty proud of myself. You know, when you first take the cover of your own book, turn around and say, this is me, it's a unique feeling, and this is something that I wish that all of you can feel one day, because we're all worth that time. And then I look at the bills coming with it. That cost me a few grand. And I have 6 other books to go through the process. And I remember that around the time I realized that if I keep going, I might have a shot to write 12 books in 12 months. That would be a very cool story to tell. It was a joke, but that got in my mind. So I push. I keep writing, but also the publishing thing is, I cannot spend a few grand every time I write a book. This doesn't make sense. After that, you still have to go around to try to sell those books. And that's what make even less sense to me, because as a dentist and CEO, I'm having a great return, hourly speaking. Now I have to spend that time just go around to try to sell a book for about $1. That doesn't make sense to me at all. But I love the process of writing book. I love the process of sharing, because that really helped me to be grounded, to share and to grow somehow. So I need to find a way to self-publish. I always heard about Amazon. Apple Books was just coming, and I'm working with Mac, so it's easier. But that took easily another 10 months before I can finally crack, with the help of Brenda especially, that code of how do you write so you can get published and it looks good. Now, Apple Books, Amazon, they are publisher. They will go through your book, but not the same way that a publishing company will. But you still need to meet the standard. And funny thing is, Apple has their own standard, Kindle, which is Amazon, have their own standard, and then Amazon Print on Demand has their own standard. So you add all of this to somebody who's in a rush to just try to go through life doing what he does, trying to discover his new talent as a writer. That's a lot. That's why I stopped writing with my phone and I went to write with my laptop, because as soon as you figure out the template, and this is try and error, you figure out the template of what each of them will accept, it's a waste of time now to just write from my phone and then have to translate everything, transcribe everything back in a computer, reformat that. And so I try to cut the fat from the process. And because of that, it makes more sense to me to wake up in the morning to work right from a computer. And my laptop became now my new office. Actually, we talk about tools, just not the laptop, but also the templates I was building up slowly from my laptop. Today I can tell you that if I write a book, I just open the file of one of my previous books, usually the most recent one. I change the cover, I change what needs to be changed, and I just go from there. There's something that we jump in between is motivation. How do I keep myself motivated from one book to the next? It's usually I start with my flag. I like to call it my flag, because in the book you have a cover. Usually the cover is the last thing somebody will be doing because it requires more expertise. Again, for my first 2 books, I hired people to do my covers, and that was time consuming, was expensive, and usually they were not up to what I like. Actually, I believe that I hired people, but nobody got me my first cover. I was so unhappy with the result that I made my own cover. So yes, I'm going to share with you. I use what I have in hand. People be using professional tools. I didn't have time to go through those. I know Photoshop, I know Illustrator, but those were taking more time to work with. Since I was publishing my own books, and it was mainly digital, I use Keynote, which is on my computer, and I know how to use. I just have to play with the resolution a little bit to make sure that printing-wise it will make sense, and I did my editing on that. Again, it's try and error. I go to the bookstore, I look at the covers, I look like the one I like, the one I don't like, and I get inspiration from those. And then, everything you do, you try to copy, and because you feel copying something, you have something new created somehow. So again, that was my computer. So my computer became kind of my laptop became my base between making my covers, to editing my books, to writing my books. And since everything is within 2 clicks, it happens, it's kind of right away. I didn't have to wait, I didn't have to ask for permission, I didn't have to. And my main partner was my templates and my computer. After 10 months of try and error, I finally have my first book accepted by Apple. They took, I think, a month before release that book. The second one, they took less than a week. And the third one, they took a few hours. And this is how a new process started with me. I started to enjoy the process of publishing. So the way I'm seeing this is, just think that today if you do a video, as soon as you finish a video, you're going to publish it to YouTube, right? This is how it goes, and everybody has kind of grown to that habit of, if I have a video, I'm going to post it on Facebook. But YouTube is mainly where, if you're a professional, you want your videos to be on, and also they're going to be archived for a long time. People can research them. I need a way to have my own YouTube, writing books. And that came to become my relationship with Amazon, not Amazon, but with Apple Books. I had the same relationship with Amazon, but Apple Books were the first to accept me. They became my first partner. So you're asking me what tools I'm using. I think that Apple Books was a big part of it. Because when I finish a book, I press subscribe.
I have no idea what to ask. Next question. It is. Alright, we're not in a Zoom meeting, alright? He's next to me. And I have nothing else to talk about.
Okay, the sun is back. I hope that we haven't lost too much from this. So next question.
You were saying something?
Yeah, your next question.
Okay. How do you prioritize your task?
How do I what?
How do you
Prioritize my task. I do what I like. I know that I still have to go through, but I need to find some fun out of it. So let's say that you have a journey in front of you. You're gonna go for step 1, 2, 3. Let's say there's 8. I like that number 8 a lot. That's the dragon number, and we find out the one together. So even my chapters, I went from 21, which is the blackjack number, to 8. And at 8, it was way more easy to write. I haven't cut down on my books because before my chapters has 800 words to 1,000, 1,500. Now they have 3,000 words in them. So just bring them to 8 was just a question of a structure. But how do I prioritize my tasks? It's I used to have at least double the kind of subject I like to cover within a book. And each morning I'm going to just wake up and pick up one. The one that I like and I feel about talking about. Then as you move forward, the one that you don't pick or the one that you don't like somehow. So it's always harder and harder to write. But what I also understood and kind of figured out about that by myself, it's, let's say that you have 8. At the beginning, you're excited about something new. So the first 2 are easy because you feel it. And I empower that feeling. Also, you choose from, let's say, 16 or 20 questions or theme to go about. You take the one that you like the most. By the time you reach number 3 or 4, you have less choice to choose from, and you've been through those already. So there's a reason why you didn't pick them at the beginning. You lose that kind of momentum or excitement. So usually, let's say that you have 8 steps. Step number 3 and 4, even 5 are the hardest because you've lost the momentum of the beginning, and now you're getting to a job somehow. And what I use to go through this is my speed. You know that the longer you're going to take to do something, the more doubt and procrastination will have the time to sit in. So I try as much as I can to just go as fast as I can, taking that energy from the beginning that I have, that excitement, and to go as far as possible with it. 1 2 1 2. Okay, I'm sorry, the mic is off again. Let me just do this. Talk a little bit.
Hi again. I have the spotlight again. No idea what I'm supposed to say. I'm being Max asking questions to him. And remember last question when he said talk about timing? This book is about timing. And there he is, what the timing.
Okay, so we are back with another microphone. I'm sorry, the other one keep disconnecting.
Yeah,
This is one
yeah.
of the magic of going live. You know, you have to do the best with what's there, and that's it. So, what were we talking about? We were talking about.
We were talking about the question.
Oh yeah, fun. The reason why you want to start with a big bang is to make sure that you captivate people's interest. As you have the interest, people will be asking for more. This is the time to introduce yourself, because you still have to take the time to introduce yourself so you can connect. And as people are now on board with you, it's easier to lend them a hand, and now you're going to that adventure together, hoping to get through the big conclusion that we all wish for. So the idea here is you need to attract people, and then you need to empower them to go with you. This is how I write my books. It's also how I'm surfing through my meetings, my business meetings. And I think, William, somehow this is how I raise you, with a big bang.
Ouch.
No, that's a cool stuff. And then we have that somehow pause to introduce ourselves, and then we go in that story together. So what about timing? I think that saves us a lot of procrastination. Say that, oh, maybe I don't want to. Start with a bang. And remember, William, somehow you were 5 and we were going to shop for house shopping in the United States.
Toys.
And you didn't want to go, but you were stuck with us. And I told you, every time you sing one house, I'll be buying you one toy, right?
Transformers.
Actually, it wasn't Transformed by then. I didn't care. By the end of that day, you were asking, can we see more houses, remember? So that's the big bang. That's the bang. I kept your interest. Today, you know how to visit and to evaluate a house somehow. Because in your mind, what you kept from this was, I'm having more toys. But do you know how many toys you can buy with the profit that we generate buying and selling those houses? It's crazy. So it will take me years for me to introduce this back to William, but he had that bang. When you were trying to write books with me, we started with a bang too, right? The first 2 books were finishing within a week. So that's a bang. After that, we went back to, and that was you. I want more. So now we took the time, we'll introduce ourselves, and we'll finish with an even higher bang. We'll finish with 8 books together within a month. And my books, all the illustration will finish. The editing was pretty done. And we'll have 4 books in each language. And we started the best, I think, love story between a dad and a son.
Buddy. Now, next question. How do you maintain your focus? Now, I want to answer that a little bit. I think I know how to maintain his focus. Like I said in the first question, it was, how do you organize your day in the morning? It's having a nap. His focus is pretty much having his full energy. If that's right, I'm not sure. To me, his focus is nobody distracts him, or he needs courage. And usually, when he finished a video, and now he's showing us a UAX, some stuff, asking me and my mom, what do you think about this? What do you think? So before, I had no idea what to answer, so I used to bullshit. I used to say, well, it's good. But now I'm telling him the truth. and his focus is him knowing the truth and fixing the problems that he had when I said it. I think that's his focus. One of his focus is me and my mom. That's what I'm saying. And especially the big focus is the food. And you know where they get the food? Mommy, can we have food please? Exactly. So that's how we get focus. And plus, when he focus, he needs a nap. So he just go right over there and take a little nap. You know what? There's two of them over there. Two you see? One inside and one on the other side. I took a nap next to him. So you see, I'm a huge focus to him. But my mom, her cooks is delicious. That focus my dad.
Really? So focus to you, it's food. and
Yes.
you and your mom. How do you keep your focus? I think that I've been through this in many books. Since I'm leveraging myself, I'm leveraging what I feel, I keep focusing on the next win available. And moving from win to win, I build up my momentum. You know, when I told you that start with a bang, then you go for at least 50% of the road. After 50%, you kind of gain more energy, and by the end, you gain even more energy because you're about to finish if you know your map. That's the mentality of a gamer. You know, when you play this back in time, I'm thinking you're too young for that. Back in time, I was playing a game, and there was a game called Outrun. All you have to do is to drive, and if you can pass certain limit, they give you more time. That's it. All they give you is more time, and you have to drive faster and faster to reach the next checkpoint to have even more time. Somehow, if you set up your mind in this, you will also gaining more time. You're gaining more energy, and this is what it is. It's you have, you know, that time is something that we all have. What are we doing with that time is the difference, and it's all depending on how you're going to leverage yourself. I'd like to take a minute also to address if you're writing books, but I don't know why, but I like about talking writing books. I think that this is getting me back in shape.
You're literally talking about a book timing.
Yeah. I told you how to leverage your own energy. Don't forget about your audience. Start with a bang. Introduce yourself so they have a time to catch your breath. But don't wait by the end of the book to graduate them. Because yes, in the book, somehow people are learning something. Usually I graduate my people at the 2/3 of my books. So they feel that the journey it's done already, they've learned something, they have the things, but I don't want it to end, I want more. So that's going to be the second time they're asking for more. After that bang at the beginning, and you took to introduce yourself, that's the second time it's I want more, I don't want this to finish. You know, just like when you go to a concert, they finish, they're not finished, but no, they go away, you applaud, say, well, but I'm still here, I want to hear more, and they come back and they're going to play 2 or 3 or more songs. That were part of a show. But that will also give you that, okay, so now I have more for my money. We end up with on a high note, and now we're gonna go even higher. So writing a book, I'll do the same thing. I'm gonna just graduate my people around the 2/3 of it, saying that now you know everything that needs to be known to know. And the next phase will be, by the way, let's talk about something else. You want to know a little more? Do you want to hang out a little longer? And those are where people are getting engaged with you. This is in the book. Within a chapter, I try to do the same thing. You need to have a certain evolution within each chapter, within each from one chapter to the next, so you feel that you're rising. And rising, it's mainly how, it's what I know, it's how I'm going to move forward. And this is how I kind of canalize my energy. I start with a bang. So sometimes I just jump in something that I don't even want to jump into. But I'm there. There's the splash. What do I do now? It's about moving forward. Moving forward, I just learned something new. So I'm out of that. So that was a small adventure. My emotions. Now we sit down, we talk about what we just learned, and and now as I'm getting along with you, we're gonna just go together in a new adventure. Funny thing is, I'm using this exact same structure as a meeting with people. So I'm talking about writing books because it looks more grandiose, but I can be meeting with you, and if we click, that's gonna be kind of the same structure within our conversation. So when we talk about timing, don't wait for anything. All around you, there's something that needs your help. There's something you can jump into. There's something that's gonna just set you out of your zone of comfort. And that's the bang, right? To set you out of your zone of comfort. To be taken by surprise. Survive that one. It might be a small win, but it's still a win. As you're getting out of that win, you feel different. Your hormones will be lasting for a certain time. And if you jump back to action before you're running out of those hormones, you just leverage on the past action to leverage yourself into new action. So again, I'm saying that speed, it's the big leverage here. Because as you are fast doing something, and I know that not everybody will agree with this, but as you are fast, your hormones are still there as you move from one stage to the next. And if you're just adding up on top of that, hormones over hormones over hormones, you will never run out of hormones. So this is how I am moving forward. I'm talking here, but William, what was the question?
The question?
I'm sorry about that. This is book writing in real time, so this is not so that's okay. Now this is not good. Let's just take that away.
The question is, how do you maintain your focus?
Good question. How do I maintain it? I'm going from one fun to the next, one win to the next. I like to win.
Wait, sorry. You mean the next question?
No, I'm talking about what we're doing here. I keep my focus because I like to win, and I'll be looking for my first win as soon as possible. I also took the time to explain to you how a win works. It's just saying that win. It's how your body will be reacting to that, and how inside your body the chemical will be working. Leverage that in your favor, and you just find wings to help you surf and fly. Fun. That will be my answer. Fun and speed. You wanna go for a commercial break? Hey, all right.
Calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings.
UAX Ultimate Audio Experience is a new platform to learn and enjoy books and stories. Developed by Emotive World Incorporated, under the leadership of Dr. Bak, UAX are made to be entertaining while keeping the self-educational value of a book. UAX is a movie without image designed to engage with the visual cortex of both auditive and visual people, keeping you engaged throughout the audiobook experience. UAX is the blockbuster of the audiobooks. UAX will cover most of Dr. Bak's books, and is now negotiating to bring more authors and more titles to the UAX concept. Now streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and available for download on all major music platforms. Give it a try today. Welcome to the Alphas. Dr. Bak is proud to bring to you a new way to enjoy, purchase, and collect your books. We all love the convenience to have a book read to us as we are driving, biking, or jogging through an audiobook. But then we all want to have a printed copy to display on our shelves to keep track of the books we've read. Dr. Bak, through Emotive World Inc., is proud to bring to you the combo format, exclusively available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. People purchasing a paperback copy from Dr. Bak's library will receive both the printed book and have access to an audiobook version streaming online. By today, Dr. Bak is the only one with this format. Look for the combo paperback audiobook stamp. Emotive World will make the combo format available to all the authors who would like to be distributed by Dr. Bak Publishing Company in partnership with Emotive World Incorporated. Welcome to the Alphas. With the AMP, Alpha Merger Protocols, Dr. Bak and Alpha experts will be advising and helping companies and startups to join the big leagues, aka the stock market. It is the dream of most entrepreneurs to see their company traded in the stock market and to have access to the necessary resources to grow their company and vision. Through SPAC, Special Purchase Acquisition Companies, which have the favor of Wall Street and of the investment community, Dr. Bak and experts at the Alphas will be prepping companies to successfully merge with a SPAC. In other words, to be traded on Wall Street. The mandates are on a one-on-one basis. More and more experts and Alphas of the financial world are joining in for this particular purpose. If you have a company and are looking for the ultimate evolution, if you are a startup in the era of digitalization and are looking at huge market and still looking for capital, reach out. You are the next big thing. We are helping you to acquire the funds to make it so. Hundreds of billions of dollars are waiting to be invested as we speak. Welcome to the Alphas.
So what's up? I am back with more energy. I took a 5-minute break and it feels good drinking some fresh water. Now let's ask you the next question. How do you manage stress and several incoming deadlines?
How do I manage stress? I think that if you see things as fun, not as a job, there's no stress. Also, if you allow yourself to fail, stress is not on the table anymore. And by this, let me just precise, we talk about timing and time management, but to manage is just to take what's on the table and to cut it down into small pieces. If you are leveraging, is to take what's on the table and to bring to the next level. So I'll say it here, I would like to leverage, I hate to manage. There's a task you have to do, there's a challenge you have to tackle. You can see that as a job, or you can see that as an opportunity to rise. I like to see it as an opportunity. As I see it as an opportunity, I will also try to find the way to get out of that task as soon as possible, because you know that my recipe is my speed, and I don't want to lose that excitement of the beginning. That's going to cost me more energy to just go and reach the finish line. So on that, I have a great tool. It's called laziness. I like to be lazy. I don't believe in perfection. I don't care about perfection. I care about the result. And by the way, if you look at anything, nothing is ever perfect. It's just perfect based on your opinion, based on the people who's going to support you after the facts. When you're running, you have no clue what you're doing. That was your best guess given the time and the resources you have in hand. Your victory is you got to the finish line. So here's the same thing. It's there's no stress if you know that it's okay to fail. And most of the people, if not all people, can get to the finish line. It's a question of when you're going to get there. So you're not in a race with anybody, but you're in a race with yourself. You're a winner. Oh, and when you know that you're a winner, where's the stress? And I'm telling you that I'm stress-free. I'm telling you that I find ways to even leverage my own stress to move forward. And I can tell you that the opposite is true. No, I'm not a stress person. I don't like to stress people. But what I'm doing right now with you, William, we just put ourselves under a lot of pressure because I want to write a book within a day. I try to leverage upon my new tools as Apollo. And just for the fun of it, we went online. We're live. People are experiencing our technical problem. We have to look good on camera. We have to think of what I'm saying.
To me, it's not really stress. It's more like a challenge.
That's it. But it's the same thing. If you try to see it as a stressful thing, it will be stressful. You're seeing it as a challenge. But what I'm trying to say here is, I was losing my momentum. Yeah.
Let me give you an example. So most of the people that understand what he's saying about stress is that imagine you play a video game offline and you play with bots. You find it too easy, right? You want to put more challenge. But if you keep losing to bots, now you're stressing. Example, there's a game named Titanfall that I actually love, created by Respawn. I know it's nothing about the book timing, but it's my example for kids out there. There was a problem with my game, so I wanted to go play offline. Then I found it too easy because there was no real people. So I wanted a little bit more of a challenge. So I found a solution. Then I had a little bit more fun, but when you lose, it's stress. Example, again, you're in an Olympics. Do you have any stress of when you win? No. I find it because I'm always faster than my father when I'm swimming with him. Because me and my father always watch swimming. Yeah, what you talking about now, huh? I'm always faster than him, and I found it too easy. Not even a challenge. Way too easy. Don't even start. It's a little bit too easy for me. I want something as a challenge. Until now, I found nothing as a challenge. I usually, my highest workout was 132. Yes, I know, I keep repeating that even though I did that one time. I know. But it's my record. But like I said,
But can you see here the Big Bang? You have that 100 run that you did, and then you keep repeating it. Why you keep doing it? Because you feel good. That's something you did. Nobody can take that away from you ever. And then you build on top of that. It's easier for you to get into the next challenge and the next. So this is how you build confidence. And the whole book of timing can be summarized on one single word: procrastination. For as long as that word is still in sight, you're screwed. And if that word is nowhere to be found, because you're on a movement already, you need no timing. You need no time management. You just need to know where will be your next challenge and how fast will you get out of that one. Tell me you got something from that.
I just want my water. Well,
so William, what's the next question?
come on, I was talking today. You say, oh, there's a Big Bang. Can I talk? I know you're the big star here because you're the creator of timing, and we're talking about legit the book. But you need to think about other people.
Actually, I love this, William. If you like, we'll take the same setup. Next time it's gonna be your book with your name on it.
Finally, I can have the spotlight that I deserve. That I've been waiting. That
Yes, but this one is my book. Okay, so can we move on to the next question, please?
fine. Have it your way. Sorry for that. Next question. Seriously? Next question. And don't even talk. I'm probably sure that you already answered this question when I asked you how do you maintain your focus, but how do you deal with your distraction?
I embrace them. A distraction is another opportunity. It's something that you haven't planned for. And if the timing is good, I'll be jumping on it. Now, it's always hard to try to go to two different journeys at the same time. But I was doing that from the beginning, trying to ride on top of my life and to drive my enterprise to the next level while taking care of patient, while being a good dad. So it's like I stopped judging. I stopped wanting to labeling everything, saying this good is not good. Now, things happen as a stimulus. So as you have a lot of stimuli around you, take the one that you think you can digest. This is how I see this. So for example, I'm writing a book, and you come to me and say, "Hey, Papa, can you help me on this?" Sometimes I will say, "No, I have no time." Other times I say, "Okay, yeah, what can I do to help?" And sometimes by helping you, I just find a new idea that if I integrate that in my book, I'm getting to the next level. So my advice here about timing, and if you're that laser focused, it's hard to have fun, wanting to win. And if you win too often doing the same thing, that means that you have to upgrade and up your game, because you're way past that level already. But if you don't want to arrive at all those crossroads and have to think, do I, should I, will I, where would that lead? All the distractions you'll be finding on your way, those are possibilities. Those are more alternative. And if you decide to embrace them, you don't have to stop. Entertain them. Entertain them on your way to move forward. And you know that, okay, now I have time to prepare myself. So let's talk about books. It's easy. You are writing a book. And at the pace I'm writing books, if I'm waiting to finish a book before I start a new one, that will take forever. Also, while writing a book, and this is what I'm doing right now, as I'm writing the shortcut series, I need a pause. I just need to take my air somewhere else, because no, after 5 volumes, I have a good recipe. I know it's running well, but it's becoming a drag on me. I need a pause, talk about something else, and I can go back to that after. That's a distraction. That's also my leverage. This to me is a distraction. And you're not using the word distraction on the bad sense of it, because I like to take this as a way for me to replenish, to diversify my mind, to be entertained a little bit. So I guess my answer is pretty straightforward. There are no distractions. Those are pause offered to you. Those are more opportunities offered to you. And I'm talking about timing. Of course, timing, I'm writing as we speak right now, because I'll be using this to write my book. That being said, it's been a while that I'm thinking about timing. You know, the cover is done. The book setup it's also done. Now I still have to fill out the word inside. The question that Williams are reading, that's the table of content. And I have 11 or 9. Out of those, I'm going to keep the best 8. Then mentorship, I wrote that this morning. After I finish the whole process, I just have to write my conclusion. And that's it. That's in the book. But as I'm getting through this, and as I'm reaching after that mark of 50%, what's going on in my mind? I'm starting to think of, so what's next? And I have to prepare this. We haven't covered this, but let's go to the part of it. William, you and I lately has discovered something that we both love. Gordon Ramsay.
Oh yeah.
Hell's Kitchen. And we like that show because it's entertaining, and we watch it every time we eat.
And I love the show because he keeps screaming at other people and keeps kicking other people out. So funny.
So you understand where I'm coming from. I come from somebody who just eats to be. And my wife's a great chef. I'm not. I'm a great eater.
You could join me with that too, huh?
That said, going to Hell's Kitchen, Gordon Ramsay show, I find the interest of trying to understand more about food. So
For example, risotto. You had no clue what was even the meaning of risotto. Now we know when it's raw and when it is overcooked and when it is perfect. There's at least 15 seasons or 16 seasons that we were watching. And risotto, we wanted to try that since.
So that allowed me to just jump into this with fun. And then I started to deconstruct the logic of cooking.
And I forgot, Hell's Kitchen also helped me of open mind. Usually in the past, I hated open mind. I didn't like trying other stuff. But because of House Kitchen, I tried many stuff, and that's when I had my love for barbecue Korean. My love.
So as you say, you have fun, and with fun, you're opening up. And I thank you, William. This is a great example. You're opening up. As you open up, you're tasting new things, and then those new things will bring you to just move on and move on. So let's if you go back to that idea of distraction, have fun. Have fun. That will keep you going forward. That will keep you discovering new things. And as you discover new things, each thing you discover is an opportunity for you to leverage. And the whole thing is about how far can you go? How fast can you go? How long can you last? And then that's a good thing. That's the big bang there. Not to that. Engage with people and then slow down, catch your breath, talk about those. But as you talk about those, now you have that excitement and let's do that again. Let's do that better. And this is timing. This is timing. This is time leverage on steroids. On steroids. So William, what's the next question?
Let's get into it. So next question. I can answer this by myself. I'll answer just the beginning. How do you maintain a good work-life balance? Now, really, I don't like that at all. But like I say, how did he maintain work balance? Is easy. He has a period of the morning, like the first question, period of working, and then the next period of relaxing, take a nap, or go to the pool, or even play piano. Right? Oh, yeah, you see. Right. You know what I'm talking about this. Well, the piano. And that's his focus. And also about distraction. It isn't really a distraction. It's a pause for him to help him get more focused. Now, I don't know if you understand that, because in my logic I do, but in your guys, no idea. Well, like I was saying, to be honest, his balance are perfect. The morning he works, but the afternoon he kind of goes down and do other stuff than working. So you could say when he's the morning, you could bet that he's working right now. The morning, you could bet that he's working in the morning, writing world records, real lifetime. And yeah, now he thinks that he wants to make a new challenge. He wants to make a challenge of making a video for 3 hours of live and see what's going on. Now, people might say that that's stress, but I would say that's a challenge. Because he keeps doing the same thing. You know when you get bored and you keep doing the same thing to succeed? Like, once you get, like, example, I haven't been in a job yet, but when you're in a job and you don't like the job, but it gives you quick payment, or else you cannot afford another job because you suck at other jobs. Not being me, but if you suck at other jobs. Just saying that you always manage to find a way to succeed and keep doing the good stuff that you do. And at the end, you always find a way to have fun. And for the next few months, weeks, you keep doing the same thing. But then when you get used to it, like him, get used to writing on the phone, and it's not 2 fingers, 2 thumbs. It's like this, thumbs. It's 2 thumbs. You get kind of bored. So now he's using all his 5 fingers on a Mac, working. Now that's a challenge. And I'm sure one day he'll do something more challenging. Now right now he's doing a challenge of doing a book in a different way. And that's a challenge.
Actually, just to remind you, you are witnessing live the Apple protocol. After this, we're going to transcribe this video, and we're going to read chapter as chapters. Of course, I will have to revisit that, to rewrite, to reformat, so there's like a chapter, also to beef it up a little bit. But William, I have to thank you. I'm thinking that I have another book today. This is more than halfway through.
No, I have to thank you for letting me talk. I was be bored for now. I think to me it's like 10 minutes. But in real time, because I have the time here, in real life time it's just 5 minutes. So again, I thank you. Even though you're the big star here, I know. Thank you for letting me talk, because I was gonna be bored again.
So I'm gonna do something, William.
Yes.
When was the last time you have your name next to mine in the book? A long time ago, huh? Well, a few months ago?
Few months, yeah.
Okay.
In the back.
How about this book? You have your name next to mine. And I'll be using what you'll be saying as how you manage your time.
I'm happy with that. So get another book.
So yes,
29.
this is official. It wasn't planned, but William will be part of this book as a co-author. And I'll let you, we're gonna go back and forth because this is halfway through. Let's go through the last 3 questions that you have to ask, and then I'm gonna ask you those questions because you write the book with me.
But you have to ask me the questions.
Yes. And by the way, if William can do it, and he's 11, so can you. We all have a story worth sharing. So, William, what's your next question? Work-life balance, right?
Nope. Next question.
No, that you answer that one. Now I have to answer it. It's still my book, buddy. So go on, ask me the question.
How do you maintain a good life balance? This is going to be a huge boring time. Go on.
I do not believe in balance. If you want to do things that are worth your time, if you want to do things that is worth other people's time, you are unbalancing everything. Balance is what keep you stable, and stability will keep you where you are. So I'm not saying that stability is bad. I'm saying that if you want to move forward, if you want to grow, you have to unbalance yourself. This is the first part of the question. So I do not believe in balance. Second part of the question is work-life balance. Again, if you start with the fact that work is not life, you screw yourself in the beginning. I like to move on with fun. To me, life is fun. Life is challenging. Life is it's opportunities coming to me, so I can just leverage and grow from. I'll be having fun growing. I'll be having fun walking that journey. And sometimes I still have to finish what I start, so that's the job part. But if I have enough hormones in my body, from the excitement, from the boom, from the winds, I'm good moving forward. Then, as it sounds like work, I will also be very satisfied that I'm moving forward and along. So, how do I manage to keep life balance? I don't. What I do, I try to keep the fun flowing. And I try not to finish one before jumping to another one. You can just put them and stack them as one finish, the other one fades in. So there's no clean cut. This is how I have managed to do more in the last 4 years than I did in the first 40. This is how, even if I get older, I'm having more and more fun. I'm not perfect. I don't believe in perfection. I'm not even looking for perfection. I'm looking for fun and for abundance. And when there's no clean cut, that timing, you don't need as much. You need to find a pace in the timing. You don't have to manage your time. You just have to leverage the time you have. What you have to manage are your goals. What you have to manage is that map. And I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about the map. Because if you want to leverage your brain to your advantage, you need to know when you're starting, when you're ending, and what is on the way. Where is going to be the halfway through, where you know that past that point, you're sure that you're done. It's just a question of time before it's done. All of that will keep your body juicing up in the right way. And your mind will always be doing something. The mind is always busy. If you're not keeping busy, helping you, mapping and leveraging your journey, it will be there to doubt you, doubting you, and second guessing you every step on the way. This is what you really don't want to do. You don't want to have your mind, to give your mind that opportunity and that time to leverage itself, so you start doubting. And what is doubt? Doubt has nothing to do with confidence. Doubt has nothing to do with knowledge or experience. Doubt is a virus. It's a virus of your mind that if you keep it free, it will emerge. And just like a cold, you will go sick. That's okay from time to time. But who likes to go sick? So that vaccine against doubt is to keep your mind busy. Leverage yourself, leverage that mapping will help you. I hope that I answered that question. William, what is the next question?
Yep, I will tell you the next question. 1 second. Why is it critical to manage your time effectively? Now, to me, because I have to answer my question, because I want to have my name on the book. Why do my time is most of the time kind of useless and kind of fun? My time, the morning, me too, or maybe the afternoon, because I'm not always like my dad. But I pretty much do the job most of the time in the morning. I do the job, then the rest of the day I just relax, play with my toys because I still love my collections. I still play with my toys, then I play some video games. So to me, I don't care about time. I have my whole entire life to waste. I don't want to waste it. I'm not saying that you should waste it, but to be honest, I don't use my time. I don't really care if my time is important or not. My time is having fun. Because when people ask, you know what's the meaning of life? Well, that's not a question for the life itself. It's a question for you to answer yourself. What is your meaning of life? What do you want to do? If you want to have fun, go on. Who's stopping you? If you want to be a doctor, good for you. Don't let anybody destroy your dreams because you think it's useless, stupid. Be whoever you are. I'm not saying that if you want to be a bad guy, you should. It's still a bad decision. Some dreams are bad decisions. Now, some of you might disagree with this, but I can let them go. Be who they want to be, then see what it will become in the future. If it becomes bad or anything like that, then you should put your head on it. But as a dream, my dream is my meaning of life is having fun. My fun it is not the same fun as my dad, as writing books and having fun. But my fun it is most people say it's video games and doing streamer stuff, gamer stuff. But my fun is I have no idea yet. My fun is trying new stuff, having new friends, trying stuff that I haven't been done in a long time. And yeah, that's my fun. My fun is your fun. Or his fun is a unique fun. You might guys say, it's work doing books. To him, it is having fun doing writing books and having new records. And if then you have a victory, you want to celebrate that, surely. And not everybody could see it's a victory. Except it's Olympic. Now everyone should celebrate with that. But again, if you want to win, or if you want like to succeed in life, I can see you to try the first learn how to have fun. Then after that, while you're doing job, then you will enjoy doing the job, and then you don't have to force yourself to do it because you want to do it. No, I'm still on my way trying to learn that. Says the one who doesn't even know how to haven't even learned that. But I'm still on my way trying to learn how to have fun and everything. And my next step is probably don't have to do the book or the video. Because I have made my fun open mind thanks to Chef Ramsay and Hell's Kitchen. My fun has become many stuff. My fun has become playing toys and playing video games. And now my fun is trying to open mind. That's my fun now.
So what about timing, buddy? What's the secret of timing in that?
To be honest, I don't know my name in the book, but I have nothing about timing to say. Take as much time you want. You have your whole life to do it. But I consider if you want to have more fun.
So no stress. You just have to
If
fun
you want,
for
you
all
can
your
do a
life.
challenge. Like you're doing a challenge of doing 100 books at the end of August.
You have a challenge too, right? You're doing 850 games reviews.
But I'm not doing a challenge. That's a lot of games. So that's my challenge, and I promise you. So I will. Even the crappy games, I have to do it. And for some reason, I hate crappy games. Actually, not for some reason. I think most of you guys will hate crappy games. I'm not saying that the creator sucks. I'm saying that you should have more ideas, more fun. That's all what I'm saying.
So the question was, why is it critical to manage your time effectively? I'm gonna just borrow from my medical training to share with you this. It's usually in surgery. There's a saying that the key to surgery is surgery. You can operate complex case, but the longer you're gonna keep that wounds open, the more complication you'll be facing. So speed is a key in surgery. And when you do surgery, what they're teaching you, it's when you're there, you can't be shy to open. You want to open, to do it well, to do it quickly, and to close it quickly, because that's going to be the best way for you to avoid complication. If you use the same mindset and you go to life, again, we have a lot of opinions. Some people take that I'll take my time. But every time that you are taking more time of doing something, complication will rise. Somehow, every single time. Complication will always rise if you give it a chance to rise. Now what do we just learn? That your mind will always keep itself busy. If you don't give your mind something to do, it will start to fill yourself and himself with doubt. Self-doubting you every step of your way. And what is doubt mainly? It's a handicap that you put on top of yourself. We really need that. So, why is it critical to manage your time effectively? I think that the question here is, what will happen if you don't do that? Whatever you haven't resolved yet will take you even more work to solve, will take you even more energy, knowledge to just arrive to the same point. So throughout life, what I've noticed, it's always coming back to the result. And nobody cares of how long it took you to get to the result. You have the result, now get to the next thing, move on to the next thing. So the longer you'll be waiting for doing something, the more job you will have to do to solve that exact situation. I'm going to answer this with a different way, and I love this. It's, I'm lazy. And let's define laziness. Lazy doesn't mean that you don't have to do shit. It just means that you don't have to go through shit to get things done. So you apply that to your own time management skill or procrastination or whatever you want to call it. The faster and the sooner you're going to tackle that, the easier it's going to be, the cheaper it's going to cost you, and then the quicker you can move on to something else that you like more. Keep that in the back burner. Even if you try not to see it, it is somewhere in your mind, the back of your end, that's eating up part of your brain power. I stopped doing that. I stopped doing that a long time ago. I don't like clean cuts, but I like to clear my sheet of what I have to do. So if I go through a victory, before finishing that one, I'm going to jump to the next one. But I don't like to come back and a no victory and try to polish a little more. And this is, especially through writing books, I'm moving forward. I don't look backwards. And sometimes I still have to. Let me give you an example. It took me 36 books before I start publishing. So of course, now as soon as I finish a book, it is published. But the first one, I have to go back and then to apply that knowledge. And I was 26 book late. Then we invent something new called UX, called the H-Code protocol. So there's a way for us to make an audio book in parallel of the production of a book. And I push very hard for Amazon and Amazon to accept that format, because by today we're the only one with that format. So when you buy a book, there's a way for you to have your print book and also an audio version of it. And let me tell you why I like that. I'm writing books. I think I'm pretty close to 2 million words really speaking. Last time I counted was last year, and it was 1.2 million words. But I don't like to read. I'll be honest with you, I don't like to read. For the last 15 years, most of the books I'm reading through audio format. So I just listen to the book, I go through this at my own pace, and I still want to have that print version of the book to put on my shelf, because I know now what I'm reading. Before you have CDs, and I have a library full of CDs. You know, like today in the course, the modern course, they didn't have even a place to put the CDs on. I changed from my last course to the new course. So, geez, I lost something in between. So the whole thing is now in digital format. You can buy it from your phone. You can rent them. You can borrow them. There's a lot of format you can have a book, but a book is not what it used to be. And that's not bad at all, because at least giving me a chance to read a book while I'm driving, while I'm doing something else. I like to say it when I'm jogging, but I don't jog. But when I'm driving, that's the time I have free, stuck in traffic, to read a book. So I like my book to be consumed the same way, to be accessible by the same way. But this is a story. When I finally leverage technology and arrive to the point that I can produce a book and another book kind of right next to the other. I think I was at my 60 something book. Not 70. I think, yeah, that was the 72nd book, because I started that after my world record last year. I was writing 72 books within 26 months. Now I have to go back to those 72 to make them to combo version. That's going back. And I tell you, every time it's hard. It's very hard, but the more I'm gonna postpone that, the more thing will be adding up. So at least today, most of the books has been edited. They are published. From there, I can build from there and just take them and go to the audio format. I still have a few books that I haven't had time to go back to and to edit and to correct. Those are the hard ones. My two first one, I'm not there yet. I think that my sixth one is not there yet, because I'm still always waiting for my co-author to finish. Some of them have been dropped also in the line. So when that 100 books, they're written. I have the proof, they're on my computer. But not all of them are published. I think that 3/4 of them are available published. Maybe about 20% you have in combo version. But just so you know that we are dancing, and as you are digging, you will find more powers, more ways, and to move forward, that will always be the way to go. If I'll be taking the time to make sure that my path is perfect, and it will never be perfect, but let's say that I'll take the time. I will have to stop what I do now, to go back in time, finish editing my first book, my second book, my third, blah, blah. And then that's taking time. I don't have any fun out of it, because now it's work. It's just literally work. Then you have to go through the same process for the audiobook, and it's a big drag. Whatever I have as power, it's not power anymore. Now it's a liability. I have a lot of homework, close to 100 of homework to do. That's not how I'm going to move forward. So when you talk about timing, what is a good time to do that? In between my books, when I need a distraction? What's a good time to do that? When I have free time to kill, which is never. Or when I have a new technology to test. So yes, they will eventually come back to the table, because I need a test subject to test maybe a new way of writing, a new way of editing, a new way of recording another book. But what I've learned is keep too many of those on your ledger. And half of your brain power is derived just to manage those. That's why I hate the word managing. I do not manage. I like to leverage. I like to clean my sheet and move forward. I need to clean my ledger to move forward. But be careful about those clean cuts. Because every time that you finish something, you let the momentum pass, you let the dust settle. It will take you a lot of energy to just pick up where you left. So I like to fade out of a project, fading into another one with a bang. And that bang is my momentum from my last journey that I bring forward as a legacy. And that bang is, for me, an opportunity to greet you on board, even if we just met. And my way to make you ask for, holy cow, I want more. Who are you? And you know the rest of it. Now you are already 2 chapters into your new journey. You slow it down a little bit, introduce yourself, engage with people, and now you build up a new adventure, a new journey. Graduate them somewhere at the 2/3 or the 3/4 of that journey, and keep the last 2 chapters on. Oh, by the way, one last thing. You know that famous phrase of Steve Jobs, one last thing? This is a great way to pace a journey, to pace a meeting, to pace your life. So, no management, get rid of things as soon as possible, jump at the first opportunity as soon as you can. Stop labeling things as distraction or as you can be focused. Focus on the task at hand, focus on the fact that you have to deliver results. What's coming with the result? You work for that. Welcome them. You heard William. William was what he learned through his process was to open his mind to welcome the world. If you call those distractions, you're just throwing away everything you just worked for. And the last part of this is critical, manage, and effectively. It's critical to move now. Because the more you wait, the more it's going to cost you. Don't manage. Leverage and clean. And effectively, just change that word for fun. Do it with fun. You see that there's much less resistance. With this, I would like to come back to William.
Hey.
Let me ask you the last question of the list. How do you manage to do something that you think is boring, but you still have to do it?
There's something called pushing yourself, and usually what I would want to do is something that will help me in the next life, because not the next life, but like in the future, because I don't like studying, I don't like that kind of stuff, but I know that I need to do it, and most of the time, people who will learn this will not have this problem, who will learn how to have fun, will not have this problem because they think it'd be fun, right? Well, to me, it's not the same. Again, I'm trying to learn how to have fun, but to me, when I study, most of the time when I do them, I try to find a way to have fun. That means most of the time I contact my friends, and most of the time we do it together. We make jokes, we have a lot of fun. But my secret is my friends. My fun is having other people around me, talking, having laughter, laughing, doing it together. It's really having fun. That's my fun. That's it.
I want to answer the question. I want to do something else with you. We were looking forward to know if this was worth your time, if this is something that is even true.
Can I ask you something?
Well, let me finish this one. Look what we just did here. I am home, working from home, but somehow I still have to babysit William. It's not babysit, but I have to stay with William.
I don't like that word.
I have to entertain him somehow
Huh?
and push him to do something with his time home. Of course, he's on vacation, but you don't want to put your brain to stop. So, time management wise, what did we do today? I had a book to write. I asked for William his help, and he gladly offered his help. That allowed me to break my routine, to bring some fun to this, but it wasn't enough. Just to spice it up, William and I both agreed that let's go live. And you know, as you go live, you can say, oh no, sorry, let's do that again. You go with the flow. And you are witnessing with us all those technical difficulties, changing batteries in between, that the light have died, that William is moving on chairs, making noise, that the mic is off. But somehow you still have to deal with those. We did. I can tell you that by now, I have 3/4 of a book already. But I just realized that because I brought the fun in this, because I embrace distractions, and I'm still dedicated to win, at the same time, that was great fatherhood. I just trained William with my challenge. And right now, the lesson he's having now is not just how to manage your time, but he has experience of the, yeah, if I help my dad and I talk a little bit, I can have my name on the book. And that was a free book, right? Somehow it wasn't free, it was easy. So this is something that I like to address with you. Forget the fact that you think that if something is real, it has to be hard. Hard earned has no value more than earning. And if you can earn that with ease and with fun, by all means, don't stop there. Don't let anybody jealous of you telling you that, yeah, but you should do. No. A win is a win, money is money, and we each have our talents. Look at William. Today it's easy for him to talk. You know how long we have practiced that over time? He was 5, and everybody was saying, yeah, he doesn't talk much. And since he's learned to talk, he don't shut up anymore. He's just not shutting up anymore. Now we have to find a way to canalize that energy.
I don't like that word. Why you keep saying that?
That it's timing. That it's time leveraging. And if you go through this, the question was, how do you keep managing or dealing with those boring tasks? If it's boring, it's because you tackle that task with a wrong mindset, thinking that that's a job. Find a way to win. It will be fun. If it's boring, tackle this the first thing in the morning, because you haven't completely woke up yet. Your mind is not there to doubt you. Your mind is not there to say, yeah, but there's something else you can do. No. If you have to do it, do it. By the time you just awake, you're fully awake, what's going to happen is you're halfway through that task. Now, it's easier for you to say, yeah, let's just get rid of that and get to the next thing. And by the time you finish that task, yeah, it wasn't that bad. I'm pretty good doing that. I might not want to do more, but I'm done. So, I think the key here, and we're both having the same answer here, is find it fun. Tackle everything with the idea of you have something to gain out of it, and leverage yourself through that as soon as possible, as fast as possible. Because this is how you will feel the power and the happiness from inside. William, it's now that it's a book that we'll be doing, both of us. Quickly, I'd like to go with you through the other questions. So, this one's going to be cool. William,
Yeah.
how do you organize your day?
I don't. I just go with the flow. I go with the words. That's it. Next question.
Oh, buddy, we still have to write a chapter out of that. What does that mean to go with the flow?
Go with the flow is, to be honest, go with the day. You keep doing your stuff. Somebody asks you to do it, you do it. I don't organize my day. Because I'm not that kind of person. I am a messy person. When I say messy, and to other people, into my eyes, it's like a kingdom. To other people, is a huge garbage can. For me, to be honest, I'm not organized at all.
Okay, at least you're honest. At least you're honest. So that maybe that's going to be your next book, How to Learn to Be Organized.
No.
Okay, and I think this is a silly one, but what are the tools you use for productivity, William? You have 27 books. Let's say that you have 27 books. You're the youngest anchor of the alphas. You have your own show running. What tools do you use to keep your productivity up?
One. Next to me. No, yeah. Right there. We have him right there. This guy.
I'm your tool.
Yes.
I am your tool.
Yes.
I don't know how to take this.
You're my tool. and the Mac in your iPhone is your tool. So I'm pretty much using you as my tool, and you're using your tool to help me. That's
How about that for leverage, huh? The younger guy, he's smarter. He leveraged on me instead of leveraging on those tools. So and that's a good one. Not sure that it was a compliment to me, but it's a good one. But you just have to play that card once. Now the other question, you cannot say it's me. I'm the tool, and that's it. So here's the next question. How do you prioritize your task?
prioritize.
We even know what that's mean.
No. No. Well, to be honest, to me, like I said, I'll go with the flow. He said that.
Okay, okay, let me put it. How have you managed to write 27 books with me? Like, how do you manage to do that?
Wait here.
But yeah, I told you, you can just play that card once. How did you manage to prioritize your tasks, writing books? Because some people don't even have a book. You have 27 at 11. You have your own show.
Yeah.
So how do you manage to go through this? How do you make it happen?
Well, to be honest, I didn't make it happen. Well, to be honest, I was the one who wanted my show, wanted to have my YouTube channel, and I was also the one. So I could say I'm the one who pushed myself. But when I said that, when I go a little bit more slow on the books. When I say slow, that means I took a lot of time because I was supposed to do a book on a legit book, writing translation in the French because we went to French course and I need to learn more French. I was supposed to. That's when I said no. I'm bored. I don't want to do this. It sucks. You have to do it each book. Forget that. So I didn't want to do that because it almost took me 2 months to do just to translate a whole entire book. But I'd rather do it when. But you heard me. I did 2 books in 1 week. 2 books. Can you believe that? 2 books in 1 week. But I couldn't translate one single book in 2 months. That's how much I love. He loves me, and I love him. As buddy and father and son. Nothing else. Nothing special. Buddy.
Actually, we do have a special link. I remember that after that we finished those 8 books, I said, William is done! He said, oh, we share a connection. I think that connection is still there, right? It's a cool one.
Obviously.
Okay, so this is going to be a hard one. Are you ready?
No, my brains are hurting right now.
Perfect. So how do you maintain focus?
That's a big question. How do I maintain my focus? Actually, don't. I don't. Even sleeping, I can't even focus about sleeping. I can't focus. You're looking for a guy who does the job quickly. You're looking for my dad, not me. I may be back 2.0, but I'm still on my way, and I'm far away from keeping my focus online. So, if you ask me about my focus, I have no focus. Nothing at all. Nada. Nada.
So let me ask you a question, William. How will you write a book if you don't know how to prioritize? You have no tools but your dad. You don't organize your day, and you don't have focus. So that's half the question, and you is big. No, I don't. What kind of book would that make?
This is someone would make chicken shit.
So the next question for you, and that's gonna be, I think you know this one. How do you manage stress?
I think you guys heard it, but I don't have stress. I make it as a challenge. But when I do stress, I usually try to forget about it and move on until I arrive over there, then see what's gonna happen. Follow the flow, and that's it. But most of the time, I have less stress, and most of the time, I pretty much make it as if it was a challenge. Now, you want to hear something funny? I don't like school. Actually, I hate school. And like him, I hate reading. Like, I hate it. Now, my grandpa, father, grandpa, he said, do you have difficulty of sleeping because you're stressing? I laughed right away when he said the last word. Ha, ha, ha. I don't stress. Hard for me to stress. Because I don't like school. I actually hate it. So if you ask me how do I maintain my stress, I forget about it. Or else, actually, plan A, I make it as a challenge. Plan B, I try to forget about it. That's it. So my line is kind of simple.
That was one of the best answer you gave, but that's about 2 paragraphs. That's not a chapter. Okay, so how do you deal with distractions?
Huh?
How do you deal with distractions?
I just due to distractions,
You love them, huh?
I actually love them. Usually when there's a distraction, it's because I'm in the middle of the work. Like when I'm trying to do a work, my mom says it's time for eat time, and no, I know that I'm gonna have watch House Kitchen. And then I'll have fun. So I'll gladly walk away from my desk and gladly walk slowly to my table to eat slowly, very slowly, eating. For not that I have more time to watch Hell Kitchen. So to that, my the pause. Dr. Bak said, my dad, the pause to me, it's a pause too. It's actually a happy pause. Not because I'm gonna find more ideas for something or for my anything. It's because I want to take a break. So I'm still a normal kid. I want to take a break. I need some break. He is a unique guy who works almost 24 hours straight. Wake ups at before 4. Now he wakes up at 7. He's my dad.
People, well, what did you got from this? The guy has no stress. He loves fun. He finally learned to open his mind, and he managed to leverage me as a tool.
I don't like why you say finally open my mind.
But at 11, he has 27 books. He's a popular kid.
Hey.
He has his own show. And he knows how to do this. Now he's writing a book with the Apollo Protocol. He's going to be amongst the few people who experience that firsthand. You're talking about time efficiency, time management? Learn from that one.
Me? When you talk about me, you should learn from this guy, right?
This was fun. I'm Dr. Bak. You just witness with us live without filter the writing of the book. What will be comprised in that book would be what we just said today, some polishing, of course. Maybe I'm gonna just push it a little further more, but definitively I found a way to break my routine. I found a way to break the job out of that challenge, and now this book will be the big bang for me to surf on and to jump back right into the next one. The same bang has served to William, so he is studying somehow. We don't like that word, but He is training himself to become better, a better author, a better orator. In front of you, he managed to keep your attention. He managed to say smart thing. And I think this is time to say goodbye. It's been more than 2 hours. We're running out of battery. The lights are dying. The mics are dying.
I'm
But
dying.
we're having so much fun. This is Dr. Bak and William Bak.
Welcome to the Alpha. This is Apollo Protocol.
This is the first use of the Apple Protocol live. We are glad that you've been here to witness this with us. The book is named Time Management on Steroids, sorry. And the conclusion of the book, it's simple. You have it right beside me here. Fun, no stress, leverage the right person, and keep moving forward. I'm Dr. Bak.
I'm William Bak.
This is time. This is timing, time management on steroid, formula mindset.
Apollo Protocol.
This is the AlphaShow. I'm Dr. Bak and William Bak.
Hey,
We
I want to
welcome
set
you
myself.
to the office.
Bye, Apollo Protocol.
I'm living right here and now, and I don't wanna miss out. Is this what life's all about? The world is calling and I'm listening. Yeah, I'm listening. I feel the freedom inside. Come on, let's go for a ride. I finally opened my eyes and I can see it so clearly. So clearly. Life is but a dream. And isn't it amazing? Oh, life can be amazing. I feel my heartbeat racing. I'll fly soaring ever higher. I can light my inner fire, and then we'll see what happens now. What happens now? And then we'll see what happens now. What happens now? Watch what happens now. Sometimes we have what it takes, sometimes we make our mistakes, and now the journey awaits. So don't you wanna come with me? Come with me. We'll make our way to the top, we'll never break, never stop. And when we get to the spot, we'll know we made it there together. We'll remember forever that life is but a dream. And isn't it amazing? Oh, life can be amazing. Oh, I feel my heartbeat happens now?